Uh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another podcast of the NBA Playoff Game 4 recap. I'm your host, Cavaliers. Game 4 is in the book, and I gotta say this: there were some games that I was very disappointed. There were games that we had a series, and there were games that I was pretty much so right. So let's get it on Game 4 recap. But first, before I start, make sure to subscribe on my YouTube channel to go to the True Podcast. Leave your comment on my video, like, subscribe, notify, leave your comments. You can listen to this on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. That being said, let's get into Game 4. So Game 4 is been closed. It's closed. So let's start with the New York Knicks versus the Atlanta Hawks. So great win for the Atlanta, for New York Knicks, who won game 4. Now we have a series on it, and we gotta give Cat some credit where credit is due. He has 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. I mean, he had a fantastic game, and also OG on it over with 22 and 10. Jalen Bronson 19 points. But we gotta say this for the New York Knicks. But before I talk about the Nets, let's also look for the Atlanta Hawks. So TJ McCollum had 17 points. Uh, Nikhil Alexander had 50 points, 4 rebounds. James Johnson 14 points, and that's not enough. And Kaminga 10 points. So what can I say about this game? I mean, the New York Knicks um were woken up. I don't know what happened in the meeting, but I will say this: that Cat was their number one option, and he played like a number one option, just like when he was in Minnesota Timberwolves, when he was in Minnesota. Um, and he had like a pretty much like a double double, close to a triple double, but he had a fantastic game. The Knicks finally figured out how to beat the Atlanta Hawks because the Hawks couldn't figure out how to beat, or they say this, how to guard Carl Anthony Towns. So the way I see it is Mike Brown in mind is using um Cat as your number one option and Jalen Bronson your second option, And I was listening to his first take YouTube channel, and Kendrick Perkins made like a similar with the cap situation to Kevin Garnett. Is if you remember that year when the Celtics '08 that during practice Kevin Garnett said that I'll worry about the defense, even though I'm the best player in the in the big three. But let's put our number one option on Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, and then we work on the defense, and that's how they got to the championship. But it doesn't mean that Kevin Garnett didn't have a night. He have like 20 plus points, so on and so forth. But in order to win the championship, someone has to sacrifice. And Kevin Garnett sacrificing. Even though he was the best player of the Celtics of the big three, he knew the assignment that in order to win a championship, I needed I needed to, to sacrifice, let Paul Pierce and Ray Allen be the number one option, and that's how they got to win the championship. That's the same thing with the New York Knicks. If they want to win the series, if they want to win the championship, the Hawks didn't have no solution for Cat. They did not have no solution for Cat. I hate to say this, but it is what it is. They have no solution for Cat. So in my mind, that Game 5 is going to be in Madison Square Garden. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, do you have home court advantage? If I'm not mistaken, but if I do, it is what it is. But I think now the momentum will go to the New York Knicks. Unless the Hawks will figure out something else that you and I we don't know. So so I hope game I hope game 5 the Knicks woke up on this series. Game 4 of the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. Great win for the Timberwolves, 112-96. Um, and I would say that that was a devastating injury from DiVincenzo and Anthony Edwards. I mean that was pretty much dead. But like I said, if a superstar is down, the player has to step up. And Ayo Dosunmu did something phenomenal. 43 points, 4 rebounds to the bench. That's the highlight. I don't need to read the rest. They played their role too, but Ayo Dosunmu played his major role during Game 4, and that's why I love what they did. Now, do I think it will continue to Game 5 without an Ant-Man and a DiVincenzo? Spoiler alert. But But I hope the Timberwolves find a formula to beat the Denver Nuggets. Meanwhile, Denver Nuggets with Jokic 24 points, 15 rebounds, and Jamal Murray with 30 points. I don't think those two guys is enough. I think everybody in this team has stepped. I need to step up. Even Eric Gordon with 9 points. That it's not enough. It's not enough for the Nuggets because thank God I saw Game 5, but I will talk about it later. Game 5, um, it was a miracle. It was a miracle. It was a miracle. That's it. But if they play like that and the Nuggets play like that, I don't think they're gonna win the series. If they need to keep the momentum, that I need to go back on the drawing board, figure out what they need to do. That's all I'm gonna say about this series because I don't want to get too long. The next series we're going to talk about is the Toronto Raptors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, Game 4. Great win for my Raptors. I'm not hiding it. I'm a Raptor fan. For people who are new on this uh, YouTube channel or listen to the podcast, I'm a diehard Raptor fan. So 93 to 89. I thought that was the ugliest game I ever seen in my life. Not in this good way, but in this great way. I think not in a bad way, but in a good way that, that I did not attend. So it was all about defense in this series. And let me say this, um, shout out to Scotty Barnes. Shout out Scotty Barnes. and the wake up call of Brandon Ingram because both of them are playing 23 points. But if you really ask me who was the star of this series, Scotty Barnes was consistent. And I said this, I've been waiting a Scotty Barnes moment because I am very critical with Scotty Barnes as the face of the franchise. But during the series, he's stepping up. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. I can't say enough. Same thing with Brandon Ingram, the wake up call. RJ Bennett with 18 points, 8 rebounds. The bench, CMB, 15 and 10, pretty good compared to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like the Cleveland Cavaliers, only James Harden and Donovan Mitchell stepped up. Uh, Donovan Mitchell, 26 and 3. James Harden, 19, 2 and 8. That is not that is not enough. And I've been very critical with Cleveland Cavaliers, like I said, in game 3, and I was saying game 4. They don't have no dog. Okay. I mean, Evan Mobley, I'm disappointed. Jared Allen, I'm very disappointed. But how do you bounce back from game? How do you bounce back from game game 5? How do you do that? So I think it's a wake up call for Team Cavaliers, and I hope game 5. I think they're going to change the momentum because both teams won the series, the game at their home. Similar to Orlando and Cav, I remember that series when uh, Orlando won the home court team, Cavaliers won the home court when it was game 7, season 1, Orlando, that series. So moving on from the next game to the San Antonio Spurs, the Portland Trailblazers, and another great comeback from the San Antonio Spurs. Um, not 114 to 93. I mean, I don't know what Portland was going on. Last game, I don't know. Can explain me? And just put on a comment on my YouTube channel. Can somebody explain me why? And I mean, why the Portland Trailblazers always choke when they're up like, let's say they're up like 20 points. Can someone explain me why? What's going on? They don't know how to close the deal. I don't know why. I mean, look at Portland Trailblazers. Drew Holiday on 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Danny Adams here 26, 7 and 3. I mean, Scoot Anderson was non-existent. Jeremy Grant 17 and 5. The team did not show up. I don't know why. And I can say the same thing for the Spurs. Don't think I just criticize the Portland Trailblazers. And I also said the San Antonio Spurs because they don't know how not to close, but they don't know how to have a competitive. Now that Victor Wembanyama came back, he had 27 and 12. De'Aaron Fox 28 and 6. Stephon Castle 16 points. Devin Vessel 11 points. I mean, they. I'm not saying they can't win without Victor Wembanyama. Because we saw in game 3 they won without Victor Wembanyama. But in game 4 they came back. They trail like I don't know how many points, but they came back. They gotta learn how to I don't know what the word I'm gonna say. Not balance, but I mean take take the lead. You know, that's why I think I haven't said this, but I didn't say it. But I don't think they can win. The Spurs can win that type of game like that. What they're doing, like held back and come back because once in a while you could get caught. And thank God it's the Portland Trailblazers. Imagine if it was other teams. You probably get caught. So game five, I hope they learn their lesson for both teams. Both teams learn their lesson. The Celtics, which is the 76ers. Great win for the Celtics, 128 to 96. The return of Joel Embiid. Return of Joel Embiid. With addition to 30.7, 37, 30.7 rebound, 11 assists. Jalen Brown, 20.7 rebound and 7 rebound. Pritchard, 32, 4 and 5. Yeah, that's all. The other team, I know they showed up, but um, it's not like it's not like that. That the wowing, but the playing against Philly. Unfortunately for Philly, unfortunately for Philly, this is probably going to be the end. And I know you talked about him will come back with what he had like what 26 and 10. Paul George 16 and 4, and Tyrese Maxey 22 and 2. VJS come another disappointed 6 points. I was pretty much disappointed. Quinn Brown with 12 points from the bench. I think that the process is over for Philly. I don't know what they're gonna do with Joel Embiid because I don't think any team wants Joel Embiid with his injury history. Because one thing I don't know about Philadelphia, but Philly don't give a damn about everything. They care about their team. It's a blue collar worker. You bring your lunch, even though you're hurt. You bring your lunch and you go to work. That's a Philly mentality. Right now, something needs to be changed in the offseason for Philadelphia. Something needs to change. I don't know how much value is trade for Joel Embiid, but something needs to change. I don't know what. Moving on from that, Lakers and Houston Rockets. Great win for Rockets 115 to 96. Without Kevin Durant, they did not play without Kevin Durant. Shangu stepped up with 19 and 6 to 2. T. Histon, 20 and 8. Jabari Smith Jr., 16 and 8. I think it was Amir Thompson. I don't know, sorry, Amen Thompson, 23 and 4 and 7. I mean, that was a wake up call. They were on a board to be eliminated in the game. Thank God they came back without Kevin Durant. But the problem is what's going to happen in game six again. If Kevin Durant will come back, I don't know. I don't know if KD going to come back from game six. If he doesn't, something needs to happen, like I said, in the offseason. Now, for the Lakers, they had a bad game. LeBron got 10 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. Rui Hachimura 13 and 3. DeAndre 18, 19 and 10 before he got ejected at game 2. And yeah, you could get caught. Like I said, sometimes in those playoffs, there's moments gonna be like you will get caught. So you'll get caught in certain situations like that. But I hope game five the Lakers will wake up. LeBron will have another performance. But I'm afraid. And I'm afraid something for LeBron because LeBron cannot always carry that team. by himself. Yeah, I know everybody's stepping up, but without Luka and after Reeves, LeBron will struggle. That's my only concern for that for the next if they get advanced to the semifinals. That's my concern. Next game, Detroit versus the Orlando Magic. Great win for Orlando Magic. 94 to 88. Also, ugly game, but it's all about defense. Um, they're up 3-1, and I'm pretty much shocked. I'm not gonna be surprised if Orlando wins the series from the eighth spot, beating the Detroit Pistons. But let's read the stats. Paulo Buckero, 18.8 rebounds for assists. Ron Rocket, 19, 5 and 3. Desmond Bain, 22 points, 5 and 1. Wendell Carter Jr., 12, part a double double. So compared to the Detroit Pistons, like Kate Cunningham, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. John Durant, 12 points, 8 and 3. I'm pretty much disappointed with him. Like I said in game 3, I'm pretty much disappointed. Tobias Harris, 20 and 6, 20 and 6. So what can I say about this game? I mean, Orlando, everybody's surprised. Everybody's healthy, and they're playing phenomenal. Meanwhile, the Detroit Pistons are opposite. They are opposite. Um, and I said that the biggest mistake that Detroit have done is trading Jaden Ivey. And I think he could have been the second option scorer, but also they lost Tim Hardaway, uh, um, uh, Dennis Schroeder in the offseason. They should have kept him, but it is what it is. It's free agency. What can I say about this? I mean, Kate Cunningham needs help. Kate Cunningham needs help. I don't know what's going to happen in the offseason, but Kate Cunningham need help. Help. The front office needs to do something about this. Meanwhile, for Orlando Magic, I was surprised. I think I said that the regular season, I didn't say this, but most people say they were disappointed, but they're showing the true color. When I say the true color, I thought about as a team. So I'm not going to be surprised if they win game 5. Unless Detroit is a wake up call at home. Uh, final game, um, OKC with the Sun, 131 to 22, 122. They got swept. The Sun got swept. I'm pretty much disappointed with the swept for the Suns. I mean, that was a hell of a ride. I mean, they played it all, but they were against a better team. SGA 31 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists. Aid Mitchell 22 and 4. Chad Holmgren 24 and 12. And the bench, like Caruso got 14 points. I would compare to the Phoenix Sun as Devin Booker has like 24 points. Dylan and Jalen Green both have 22 points. Gillespie 20 points. I mean, I know this team is not a team that goes to the playoffs. But I'm gonna give my hat on the Phoenix Suns. I mean, during the regular season they were a surprise team. So they were the surprise team. They did what they gotta do, be in the play-in. They won the play-in. They made but they're on to a better team. The OKC. I believe that's the third time they swept the team. I believe that's the third time in 3 years they swept the team. In my opinion, I mean, I'm not surprised at all. But OKC advanced, and I know nothing about this game. Phoenix Sun and the offense need to change. Where does Devin Booker go? I don't know. I hope Devin Booker find a great situation for him in somewhere else or in the team. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. Don't forget like I said, follow me on my YouTube channel, to be true podcast. Listening on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast. If you want to follow me on social media, follow me on Pascal _ 15. Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, Belly versus PMM, or you can follow me on another X account, Pascal Maya 2.3. Same thing with Thread, Pascal _ 15, Facebook, Pascal Maya. That being said, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.